Hello amazing friend, here are 5 tips when working from home as a highly sensitive person to save your energy and to be more productive.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great.
Number 1 thing that I have learned throughout my journey is to remove my laptop as I finish my workday. I used to have my laptop here all the time, so I'm sitting in the kitchen filming, and the kitchen is also my office, and I used to have my laptop here all the time, including the weekends. And what happened was, on a subconscious level, I picked the energy up of my laptop all the time. I never got the chance to rest, and I felt very drained in my own apartment. The apartment or your home is the place for you to relax, to regenerate your own energy, especially when you're a highly sensitive person. We need to charge our batteries to function, to really be able to spread our message to the world. So it's super important that you truly get to recharge when you are at home. So that first tip, to really remove your laptop as you are done with your workday, it will improve your life quality massively. Step 2. Protect your schedule. Protect the time slots that you put into your schedule. I used to be a victim of this and just allowing everything to just ruin my life. So somebody needs my help over there, I go there. Somebody else texts me, I go there. A YouTube video needs to be made, I go there. So I used to be absolutely everywhere at all the time. And I know that you probably have that thing as well, and then the Instagram is calling you, then you feel that you should be doing that for the client, and it's very hard when you feel that you're out of charge of your own reality. Because one of the reasons why you created this business in the first place, I would assume, is so that you could be the boss over your own life. You need to plan, you need to learn how to plan your own schedule, you need to learn how to be fully and truly in charge of your own days. And one very good thing to do is to sit down. You can choose what works for you. For me, sitting down once a week, preferably on the Sunday, and just create, look through my week that I have ahead and really create some kind of outline for that week. Or I can do it Monday morning, but to really have an outline for the upcoming week. How much time do I want? An example of this would be, before I used to have my schedule open from 8 a.m. so 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, and people could schedule themselves into calls with me at all those times. And one big energy leak for me is to have client calls. I love client calls. It's the most wonderful thing that I know in my whole business. I love it, but still, as a highly sensitive person, that is the one thing that drains me the most as well. So I love it, but it drains me. So one thing that I had to learn was to really get in charge of my own schedule and to block off time slots where I have me time or truly working in my business time. So for me, Mondays at this moment in time, Mondays for me are my YouTube days, where I really plan the content for YouTube, what videos to make for you guys. And then mornings between 8 and 12, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, are also times where I sit and I chat. I communicate on text with clients and potential clients. And then afternoons, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I have client calls. So now I have dedicated times where I have client calls. So I know waking up Tuesday morning, I'm not having a client call in the morning. I know that strictly because I am in charge of my own schedule. And Fridays, it's an administration day. That's the day when I do whatever stuff comes up during the week that I realize, oh shit, I have to do this thing. So this kind of goes together with what I said in the beginning, that it's so easy to just get dragged away by all the stuff that you have to do when you are self-employed, because you have so many hats on your head. You are the one responsible for the marketing, and you are the one responsible for the clients, and you are the one responsible for your own productivity. So that one is really critical. And now I know, so if something comes up throughout my week For example, I just worked with a lawyer to create papers for me to have on my websites and stuff like that, like terms and conditions and stuff like that. And now when she is done with those, I am the one having to put them onto my websites and figure out like how does the cookie terms and policy work and everything. So that takes time. So now I know Fridays are my days for admin work. So I don't have to stress about that. Today is, what is it today? Today is Wednesday. I don't have to stress about the admin work because I have a dedicated time on Fridays. I know that Fridays are my dedicated time for doing admin work. And this have helped me so much as a highly sensitive person with wanting to be super, super productive, but also can be super, super stressed out. And if you have the same kind of syndromes and you know that feeling about feeling stressed out and feeling out of charge, planning your schedule, which was step 2, is so, so, so important so that you are in charge of your own schedule. So again, if Sundays work for you to plan ahead, or like this schedule that I have, Mondays, Fridays, Linda work, and then client work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that is the same every week. And then on Sundays or Monday mornings, I kind of go over, okay, what kind of meetings do I have this week? Or what kind of admin work do I have this week? So I am a little bit more prepared. But that's the basic of really getting in charge of your own schedule. Step 3. Have the mornings to yourself. If you have been following my work for a while, or if you have worked with me as a private client, or you are in my group of group coaching clients, you know how much emphasis I put on the mornings. The mornings is our own time to get in charge, get into alignment with our own day. Back in the days when I lived at home with my parents, I remember my mom, she used to say that I was grumpy in the mornings. And I was like, I'm not grumpy in the mornings. I just don't like to communicate with people in the mornings. And that is true till this day. I love the mornings. I love waking up. As soon as my alarm goes off, I'm like, hooray, it's morning. I actually feel that way now when I get to do my soul's purpose work. I did not feel that way when I worked for a boss, but when I am my own boss and I get to create my own schedule and really work with something that I love, I truly feel that way. I'm super, super excited to get up. So the mornings are my absolutely most beautiful time in the whole day. And even though, let's say it is that for you as well, or you are super, super tired in the morning, it doesn't matter. Make sure to protect that time for you in the mornings. Your mornings are sacred. Every single client who have tested this out to get up a bit earlier in the morning so that you don't have to rush in the mornings. A friend of mine, she says for her and her children is very, very stressful because she gets up and then the children are there and it gets super, super stressful. And I remember another client I spoke with, she said, well, I get up like 15 minutes before I have to go to the bus. So I put my makeup in a bag and then I bring it to the bus and I do the makeup and eat my breakfast in the bus, and my whole day just starts out in a stressful spirit. And for me, that sounds like horror. You are setting your day up for disaster. So we truly want you to change this by getting in charge of your own mornings. Make sure that you have a little bit of extra time in your mornings. For me, I want 3 hours. This is extreme, but I want 3 hours from I wake up till my hair is done, my makeup is done, my breakfast is done, my intention for the day is done, and then I can start to work. So preferably I get up at 5 and then I start to work at 8. And I have those hours because I know, like when I sit and I have my breakfast, if I come up with something that I want to write down, or I get an idea for a YouTube video, or I want to listen, I always listen to something I learn. I use this 3 hours for learning as well. So I'm truly setting my day up for massive success. And I totally believe that this is one of the keys why I can show up in the world feeling quite peaceful actually every single day. I would say that I hear people say like, well, you can't be happy every day. But I truly feel that, yes, if you set your mornings up right and you work with your subconscious mind, I totally believe that we can be quite harmonious throughout our own days because we are grounded and we are stable in our own energy. But that starts in the mornings. I would highly encourage you to use that step 3 to really, really get into yourself in the mornings before anything else, before anybody wants anything from you. Do not use your phone. Well, you can use it for YouTube, obviously, if you want to learn something. That's what I do. Or use it for Audible or whatever, Skillshare, whatever it is that you use. But do not get into text messages, emails, all that stuff. Is just other people want to have something from your energy. And especially when you are a highly sensitive person, you need to protect your energy. And if you have children, just make sure that you get up earlier. You have a choice. You can set your alarm. And it's just important that you figure out, like, how can I do this so that it fits me? We always have a choice, and this is super, super important to remember. We always have a choice. When we start to feel I don't have a choice, well, I start my work so early, we are in the victim mentality, and we definitely need to get out of that. And now I assume that you're working from home because you're watching this video, so you can actually set your own hours. You can decide, as we talked about in step 2, what times you do have clients. And this is the reason why I have set my clients later in the afternoons, because I know that that time for me, waking up, is my most productive time. This is where I want to be able to create stuff. So really, step 3, get into yourself in the mornings. And now we're jumping into step 4. And this goes together with getting up in the mornings. This is to actually prepare your sleeping time. Know what time you go to bed, because if you go to bed, if your bedtime is an accident, you are going to have trouble to wake up in the morning. So many times people are asking me about the morning routines, and every time I tell them, in order to have a good morning routine, you have to go back and actually fix your evening routine, because your evening routine is setting your mornings up for success. If you go to bed at 2 and then you are supposed to wake up at 5, it's literally, you understand, that's going to be a disaster. Figure out how many hours do you actually need to sleep, and then count backwards. So if I'm going to get up at 5 and I want 8 hours of sleep, I need to go to bed at 9. Or if I want to get up at 6, I can go to bed at 10. But make sure that you know exactly what time you need to go to bed in order to get up in the morning. And I just want to emphasize that a little bit more. Getting up in the mornings does not mean that you need to get up at 5 or 6. You have to figure out what works for you. When you are working from home, lady, this is your luxury. This is why you have designed your life, so that you can work for yourself. Make sure to be your own best boss. If you feel most productive at 10 a.m., get up at 9 then. You see, you don't have to get up the same time as me. I like to get up early. I like to get up before everybody else. It makes me feel like a winner. So I kind of set my whole day up for success because of that. And this is the reason why I go to bed early. But if it suits you better to go to bed later and get up later, make sure that you figure out what works for you. So step 4 is to truly understand what bedtime is good for me. And if I want to go to bed at 9, I will probably have to start to wind down at 8. Because I can't start to wind down at 9 if I am supposed to go to bed at 9. Really be disciplined and deliberate about your timing and your own schedule. The whole video is about like you being in charge of your own schedule. So that was number 4. To truly understand your bedtime and your night routine in order for you to be able to get up what time you have decided to get up in the morning. Step 5. This one will truly make a big difference when you are wanting to save your own energy, but it will also help you a lot to be more productive. And it is to get dressed. You have heard this expression, get dressed for success. And it's kind of something into that expression. When you are working from home, we need to separate what is work time, like we did with the laptop. As I said, when you remove your laptop, step 1, you kind of make sure that you show your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, your whole self, that now is work time and now is free time. And we want to do the same thing with the clothing as well. So when you are in your work time, make sure to be dressed in something that makes you feel successful. Abraham Hicks talk a lot about this. Act as if you are already that person that you want to be. And it's so much truth in that. If you feel like sleepy, you feel sloppy, you feel like your hair is super dirty, you feel unfresh, you haven't showered in 5 days, most likely you're not going to be super productive. that day. So what we want you to do is to really get dressed in nice clothing, not what anybody else thinks is nice clothing, but what you connect with nice clothing, so that you feel more productive, so that you feel like the businesswoman that you are. And that doesn't mean that you have to get dressed in a suit. For me, my business and work clothing, I wanted to just match my personality and the personality of my clients, which is kind of whatever I feel like, basically, because my whole work is about being intuitive and really living life on your own terms. So whatever I feel like, but I really like to dress up and I like to do my hair, and my makeup takes about 45 minutes, which is a long time, but I like that, and I learn at the same time as I'm listening to something while I'm doing my makeup. And today I think my hair took an extra 15 minutes, and then I get dressed in something that I like. This step is super important, whatever is suitable for you. You don't have to take 1.5 hours to get dressed and do your makeup, whatever suits you again, but to just make sure that you make a very good difference between work time, clothing wise, makeup wise, and when you're getting off work. So as soon as I get off work, I get dressed into my comfortable lingerie wear, or what is it called? Yeah, the clothes that you walk around in your house with that are super comfortable. In this way, you will know exactly what is work time. You will, because your subconscious mind is picking up everything about you. So if you show clearly this is work time and this is free time, it will be so much easier for you on your free time to really save your own energy, to recharge your own batteries. And when you are in your work outfit, in your work persona, you will be super much more productive at that time. And this is basically what we want. We want you to be super productive when you are working, and we want you to be super rechargeable as you have your free time. So those are the 5 steps to take when you are working from home in your online business. You want to be more productive and you want to save and recharge your own batteries. So if you have not yet written them down, please go back and watch this video from the first beginning and just write down the steps so that you can start to use them. Step 1, remove your laptop in the end of your workday. Step 2, protect your schedule so that you are in charge of your own time. Step 3, protect your mornings so that you get yourself into your most successful self in the morning. Step 4, understand what time you need to go to bed. Step 5, get dressed and make makeup, do your makeup and hair for the success that you want in your life. I truly hope that this video was helpful for you. Please leave a comment below and just let me know if you want more tips like this. Which tip will you start to use? Because maybe you can't start to use all 5 straight away, but which one will you start to use? It would mean super much to me to hear your comments down below. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do that if you want to create a life that you absolutely love. If you want to create an extraordinary life on your own terms. I'm sending you so much love, and I super much wish you the most beautiful, epic day. Bye! Happy protection of your own energy!